And I'm here with Brandon Palmer from GMM. How you doing today, Brandon?
Pretty good.
Now, you're known for coming out with a lot of crazy themes. Last year was the Monty Python Ogre Army, and this year you have a whole ship being attacked by a kraken. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a big boat in a box. I got a ship on a ship in a box in a box. It's pretty big. It's like 8 feet tall. So.
And this, how long did it take you to do this army?
About a month solid.
About a month solid.
Yeah.
So the rumor is you took a month off of work just to do the army?
Yeah, I do that every year.
You do that every year?
And then I take 2 days, the weekend before Adepticon, to do the team army for my buddy. So
you get the team army done in a weekend?
Yeah, something like that. Except for the display. I mean, that's complicated.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
So this kraken, how'd you do the water effects? We're going to take some pictures afterwards. How'd you do the water effects?
3 gallons of clear resin. About 30 pounds.
30 pounds of clear resin.
It's a lot of resin.
Yeah, it is. And the ship itself, how'd you do the ship?
It is a foam frame,
Okay.
the shape, and then plastic strips I cut out. You buy packs of 10-inch strips, and then you cut them into 3 inches.
Okay.
And then I glued them all on. I think I may have told you this, but I measured building the ship in Walking Dead seasons because I started at the same time. I'm proud of that. It's like season 3. I got the boat done.
So where did the idea for the ship, like you wanted to...
Like all the other stuff, like, you know, Monty Python's kind of cool. I did Mad Max before that, but this is really special to me. I like pirates. I like Empire. I like Marrienberger. Those are my favorite colors.
Okay.
I love an octopus. I love Rime the Ancient Mariner. I love all these things. This is kind of like my baby. This is my baby army. I finally, you know, wanted to get out and do that. So, and I had the chest. I had the idea for the ship. I had the idea for the resin. It all kind of came together, and, you know, it was out of my hands. It was just kind of there. It just kind of came together.
Fantastic. Now, being a pro painter, if somebody wants to go ahead and get something done like that from you, how the heck do they get in contact to start doing armies?
GMMstudios.com, gmmstudios.blogspot.com, or just gmmstudios@gmail.com.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you the next question here. I ask everybody who comes on during Adepticon, what is your favorite part of Adepticon?
Hanging out with buddies after the tournament. That's my favorite. Meeting people, walking around, talking to people, but hanging out with buddies I only see once a year. You know, there's so many people I know here. That's my favorite part. I mean, I could come and not play and just see people. That's a lot of fun for me. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, Brandon.
Thank you.
And we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut now and show you the army up close and personal. And you guys are just going to love this. It is No, it's going to actually be zoomed on in. We're going to go over there and take video and strobe it across and let you guys get to see a lot of the detail on the inside. So thanks for coming on, Brandon.
Well, thank you. Thanks.
I just wanted to take a video of this army I did for Chicago this year, Adepticon. The guys at Ohiohammer wanted me to do a little video of a rundown of how I made it and what's in it and all that. And thought I would go ahead and post it up on my blog too, and if they don't like this part, Andrew can just edit it out. So here we go. I'm going to start at the bottom of the display. It's pretty tall. You have to bear with me. I just can't get it all in frame. It's a little over 7 feet tall. Starting at the bottom, we have the legs. These are just made out of 2x4s with caster wheels, and there's a turnbuckle under there. It can all lay down, so it can be transported, and the turnbuckle will go onto that other eye bolt thingamabob and keep it from coming apart when you lift it up into the truck. And then when we got it up there, we just lifted it back up, and the box itself is screwed into that. The box is 100 years old. It's been in the family for a long time, so it actually has some history. It's not just a Hobby Lobby special or anything, and it's frankly pretty big. I mean, you don't see anything this big at the store in terms of, you know, just trunks you can go buy, maybe an antique store or something like that, but I only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to quit talking about that. This is the second box inside. You can kind of see the lip there. It lifts out, and so I can put all my stuff in there, so I'm not such a pain to my other 3 people I was going with. So I put all my clothes in there. It lifts out with these little straps, which normally are tucked in there, but for the sake of this video and me moving around 10 times today, I didn't want to do that again. So you have the ship. The ship is a giant piece of foam frame, like you build any hill or anything like that, the pink foam. And then it's covered in about 50 packs of 10-inch strips of plastic. You can get it at Hobby Link, places like that, just traditional plastic strips. And I carved them all down on the edges to make the wood planking, and then cut them into 3-inch strips. So out of every 10-inch strip, you'd get 3-inch strips and then an extra. So it was 50 packs of 10 inches. I've never bothered to do the math, but there's quite a few pieces of plastic on here. And you can't really see it, but it goes down to this first rung right here. The boat goes down to the box, and it's actually at least 2 feet tall in the back, going down into the water. The water is clear resin. It's about a dozen pours. You can kind of see down in there in this light. You kind of see the side of the ship. So it goes all the way over here. It's about 3 gallons total. And then there's some in the back, which you can't see as well, but it's back there. And then the wood grain over everything was, there was a base coat, and then it was all free-handed, including the bases at the same time. And then you have the sail, which is dowel rods, duck cloth, eyelets tied up. This is all elastic cord, and it allows this to come out right there. It pops out. The elastic cord doesn't come off, but the sail will come off and lay down. In the back, we have the whole story of this is Rime of the Merchant Marrienberger. It's a tribute to one of my favorite poems, which is Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and it's kind of about that. This poem, if you want to read it, is on my blog. I'm not going to have time to go through it and let you be able to read it, but I rewrote it, and I was pretty proud of it. I'm not a writer or anything, but it came out pretty well. It's a story about how Krull, right here, gets the Kraken lure, which is over there, and they go out and find the Kraken, and after a few days finally kill it. So here's the Kraken lure itself. It's a preserved baby octopus, and there is the label. And at the back of the box for stability actually has a separate set of hinges and a little board there. The army itself is all Manon's blades bodies. They're all the Forge World. I've got about 20 packs of Manon's blades on there. Oh, the legs are just putty, and then putty suckers, and they're all surrounding a coat hanger for support. We got the Landship, Manon guys on that. That's a scratch-built shipping crate. I thought it'd be kind of funny if it was just sitting on the deck, so I made this sort of pallet that it's on, and then it comes off. The cannons are made to look kind of like hydraulic. There's one lever that they pull back to fire it, and one lever they pull to move it forward and back to reload it. So we've got one Hellblaster, 2 Hellblaster, cannon, and then the other cannon for symmetry is in the swordsman unit. These are the saggy batten boys, and they're throwing the kegs overboard to kill the Kraken. You can see some of them in the water. There's lots of crates down there, but it's kind of hard to see in this light. So we got more crates. There's some door details and things like that. All this railing and rivets are just hand cut. 2 rivets each, and yes, they go all the way down in there, but you can't even see them, so. This is the battle standard bearer. This is Marius Leitdorf torso on a Manon body, or legs, sorry. And then this is plastic card with a vampire count. Sculpted vampire, or mermaid tail. And then just extra doodads to make it look like the Sea Bride banner. The Sea Bride banner it comes with the command kit. It's a much smaller banner, about a quarter the size. But the story is that it screams when it gets wet and frightens the enemy. So they cause fear if you use the banner in the army. So go over the units more closely. Like I said, they're all Manon's blades, and they all have some sort of conversion, swaps, legs are bent. Especially on this unit, they're all over these crates, which are chopped up. Each individual guy can be removed. He's just attached to the crate, but the crates are sawed up. Got lots of guys jumping over them. Great swords. Over here are the halberds. I had enough heads after buying all these kits that I had tons of the octopus heads, so I resculpted beards and things like that on their faces to make them a little bit more unique. Brass rods, regular halberd heads, lots of great sword arms that were drilled out, lots of other arms, a lot of drilling. Wizard, is the Amber Wizard with a different head, a new trident, lots of rope. Talked about the battle standard. Crawl is pretty standard, except I swapped his hand out, so he was steering the wheel and kind of looking over his shoulder at the tentacle. And you got the table of goodies, maps and things, bestiary. These are Manon Blade bodies with birdman wings. You can see the tentacle is chopped up to make each guy removable, and it reconnects over here. So we've got 10 of those. These are pistoliers, 2 units of 5, and they all link together. It's a view from the back. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave you with the guys in the crow's nest.